What's going on, good people? It is your man, D Toll. It is another day's journey, and I am glad about it. Want to welcome everyone to Shop Talk, everyone's favorite show, right here on everyone's favorite network. Listen, we've got a lot to talk about today, but you know what we got to do? We got to get some things going. And before we do anything, first of all, I just want to welcome you to Shop Talk. And for those of you who might be tuning in for the first time, whether you're watching us on Facebook or YouTube, or if you're watching a restream of this, or if you're listening to us from one of our radio partners from around the country, we just want to take some time and just first of all say thank you for tuning in. We've got an incredible and interesting show lined up for you today. But before we do anything, I just need to let you know that my name is Demetrius Toll-Free. And I know you say, how do I know that? Well, because it says so right there. Anyway, my name is Demetrius Toll-Free. I'm your host, and we're going to be hanging out for the next hour. And while we do that, do me a favor. If you haven't done so as of yet, you can find me everywhere on social media at DTollFree, at DTOLEFREE. That's on Facebook. That's on Twitter, if you use it, X, if it's whatever it's called this week. That's on Instagram and so many other places. You can find me everywhere at DTollFree, DTOLEFREE. All right, y'all. Listen, we're going to get ready to get things going. But if this is your first time tuning into the show, welcome. And I want to let you know, Shop Talk is that place where literally no person and no subject is off limits. I know you're saying, Dito, I've never seen this. Well, listen, don't worry. I got you covered. It's that good barber shop, that beauty shop, that nail shop, that coffee shop, and even, thank you, Lord Jesus, yes, that donut shop talk where literally no person and no subject is off limits. We're ready to get going. But before we do anything, do me a favor. Get on the phone, call, text, tweet, Facebook, MySpace, Instagram, Social Cam, Periscope, Marco Polo, Threads, whatever it might be. But you know who you got to tell. You got to tell your mama them, Ray Ray, Shay Shay, Day Day, Delicious them, Nuck Nuck them, Pojo them. Let them all know that we are live right here, right now on the Shop Talk family of networks. And we are glad to have you. Now, before we do anything else, want to just make sure, as we are doing all of our housekeeping things, make sure that you like, follow, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's right. Like, follow, subscribe, and as well as hit that little bell so that you can be notified each and every time that we go live, so you can be able to be a part of what we have going on. And you're probably saying, well, how do I get to the YouTube page? I knew you'd ask that. All you have to do is just scan the QR code over my shoulder, and you will be able to go. It takes you straight to the YouTube page. Again, you can like, you can follow, subscribe, you can hit the follow bell and be able to make things happen. It will do you good, and you will be able to hang out with us exclusively on YouTube each and every time we go live. All right, y'all. With that being said, let's get ready to get things going. Early morning shout outs to the wife. The reason why I sing, Allegra Toll-Free is in the building. What is going on? Also, shout out to my bro, Pastor Damon Owens in the building. I was about to give him a whole nother last name, but Damon Owens is in the building. What is up, bro? Glad to have you hanging out with us, man. We got to talk soon. I'm still on my 1970 Chevrolet Chevelle kick. Maybe we'll locate one day that might be in my range of pricing. Anyway, nonetheless, y'all, we've got a lot of stuff to cover and a lot of things to make happen. And so without further ado, let's get ready to make things happen. And in doing so, we're going to get ready to bring up our first co-host. Our first co-host today. Normally we would be in we actually are going to be in Hercules, but normally we would go to someone else. Today we're starting out with Men's Day. We come this far by faith. Well, you know how I go in the Baptist church. Anyway, we're going to bring up, without further ado, my first co-host out in Hercules, California. And you know what we got to do to bring him up? We've got to get him with our own. Hey, it worked on the first time. Come and knock at my door. Anyway, my bro is in the building. Let's bring him up without further ado. Always funny. Ja'Cory Prothero, man, what is going on?
What's up? You know, I finally got to sing that "We Come This Far by Faith" at a funeral a couple of weeks ago, and I had all the words wrong.
Oh God!
But
Was
it's
somebody
good.
trying to correct you when you was done?
Hmm. Hmm. It was a joke. It was cool though. I put my own little twist on it, of course. So
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, man, it's all good. We're glad to have you hanging out with us. We've got an incredible show lined up for you. Shout out to my guy, Casey Pringle. Casey, man, what is going on, bro? Glad to have you hanging out with us today. You picked a great day and a great show to hang out with us. Now, as we get ready to get going, so far it's Men's Day. We'll bring up other co-hosts as they join. But I want to take a moment to just say thank you and a shout out to all of the radio partners that play Shop Talk around the country. That list is growing, and we are grateful to all of our radio partners, the station managers and program directors that have found it nice enough to allow us to be in your ears. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. We look forward to keep bringing you great content. Speaking of great content, let's get ready to get going into today's show. And let's start with
mm,
let's start with today in history. I was going to do something else, and I'm looking at like, where did this come from? Anyway, let's start with today in history. And today in history, we just have just a couple of things that we want to highlight. Just a couple of things. Today in history, 1954, a few years before any of us were born, 1954, Jacory, the first color TV is manufactured by RCA, and it only had a 12.5-inch screen. Now many of us got 55 and 70 and 75, 85-inch screens now, but the first color TV only had a 12.5-inch screen, which is about the size of a 13-inch iPad. Uh,
my God, my
and when
God.
they released this back in 1954, the cost was a whopping $1,000. $1,000 back in 1954. That was a whole lot of money. That's probably like $3,000 right now in terms of the worth. Anyway, shout out to them, RCA, for bringing us into TV with a color TV, that is. 1965, Martin Luther King and some other civil rights activists, they completed their march on Selma, Alabama. Selma, Montgomery, Alabama. Today was the day when they finished that particular march. And last but not least, 2019, just a few years ago, the company that I hang out with on a daily basis, the fruit stand from Silicon Valley, Apple, they introduced Apple TV Plus, which is their streaming service. They introduced Apple News, and they also introduced the Apple credit card on this day in 2019. I happen to have an Apple credit card. I don't have it in front of me right now, but I do have one. And from 2019 and now, my little budget or my credit card balance has gone from one thing to another. And so I'm grateful for that particular credit card, and it always makes noise when I drop it down on the table. That's one of the things I like about it. It's a noisy card. But those are our things today in history. Now I know, Jacory, I know you're too young to remember any of those other things other than what we just talked about with Apple. But man, just imagine a 13-inch iPad type screen costing $1,000 back in 1954. Man, that's crazy.
I wouldn't be able to see.
You know what? I'm not going there with you today. I'm not going there. All right, we're going to keep things going. And in doing so, we're going to talk about today's National Day, and we'll do it quick. I only have two. Both of them are very, very interesting. Both of them. Today is National Little Red Wagon Day. Little Red Wagon. Little Red Wagon Day.
Can we find one? Are we able to find one? I used to have one. Now I know about the.
I had one. It was full of GI Joes and sand and dirt and grass and all kind of stuff. As I was trying to make up my own. I grew up as an only child, even though I wasn't an only child. But I grew up as an only child because there's such a big difference in age between me and my sister. So I grew up kind of like an only child, and I had to make up my own games. And oh man, I had to do a whole lot of stuff on my own. But yes, I did have a little red wagon full of GI Joes and all kind of little stuff. Lastly, today is, for those who might have been in the Army or any of the armed forces, today is National Medal of Honor Day. Medal of Honor Day. So those who have served in the service and you received a Medal of Honor, we take a moment to salute you for your efforts and for keeping us safe as best as you can. So we appreciate you for doing that as well. Couple more shout outs. Shout out to Patrice Gunther Hill in the building. What is going on? And yeah, and now he Casey's trying to tell me what type of car I need to get. Anyway, also shout out to Arletta Bass, who happened to be at my church this past Sunday, but is a member of Lily of the Valley. She is hanging out with us today, and yes, we are praying for you. She's going through a few physical challenges, but the God that we serve, thank you, Lord Jesus, He's more than able to heal, deliver, and set free. And so we look forward, Sister Arletta, to hearing a great testimony of healing and deliverance, not a few days from now. All right, let's keep things going, Ja'Cory. And in doing so, we're going to get ready to do today's birthdays. And keeping with your, your schedule, your mindset, I only have three. I only have three. Many of you may be familiar with the actor. He's in that Tyler Perry camp. His name is Laz Alonso. He turns 52 today. Many of you wouldn't remember him. I can't remember the exact movie he was in, but he was doing something with and cheating on his wife or something, and he was going to take a shower, and he was treating her rough, and she put a bunch of baby oil on the floor, and he got out the shower, and she had a belt, and she went to town on him. Anyway, he is the actor that got beat up. Poor fella. Anyway, he turns 52 today. Also, shout out to singer, composer, pianist extraordinaire Elton John. He turned 79 today. So happy birthday to Elton John. And then last but not least, the Queen, who was born this day in 1942, closed her eyes in 2018, but she was adamant that you was going to put some respect on her name, as she told us RESPECT. You understand me? Well, she just didn't understand me. That was my part. Anyway, great Aretha Franklin. Today would have been her birthday, but we paused to shout her out as well. Now, Ja'Cory, now normally this is Ashlyn's thing. She's not here today. So that means today we throw it out to you, bro, to be able to encourage people who are having birthdays during this week and during this season.
Well, let me also shout out none other than the great Dr. Shirley Lady Gaines right here in the Bay Area. Look, if you're experiencing a birthday, it's still March. It's still my birthday season. Go get you a piece of pie, get you a piece of cake, slice it, put you a candle in it, make a wish on a star, and find out that it's really going to come true. Celebrate yourself, believe in yourself, and just love on yourself. If nobody else want to buy you a balloon, go to the dollar store, buy your own balloon, and celebrate yourself. Happy birthday from us to you.
That's good stuff, man. I like that, bro. That was good. That was well thought out. Shout out to my guy in the building, Jono Strickland. What is up, Jono? Glad to have you hanging out with us. Also, shout out to our guy, Deshaun Little, the Bay Area's nice guy. He always looks out for me, man. Deshaun, man, anything you ever need, bro, just let me know.
Oh, praise the Lord. He is good people.
Yeah,
He's
absolutely.
Good people.
Yeah, Deshaun, man, anytime I would go to Love Center or anything that he was doing when I walked in the building, he treated me like some kind of royalty. Of course, I'm not, but he always treats me very nice and kind, finds me a seat, and all these type of great things, man. So, Deshaun, bro, if I ain't never told you before, I tell you right now in front of this full cloud of witnesses, man, I appreciate you, bro. Shout out to Josh Farr in the building. What is going on, Josh? I think I saw that you was on taking a little bit of a trip on per Instagram. And we are glad to have you hanging out with us as well. All right, y'all, let's keep things going. And in doing so, Ja'Cory, on a little bit of a sad note, rapper extraordinaire, but she's now become the voice, if you will, of BET, the BET Awards, and so many other things that we watch on networks. MC Lyte, who I think she is my age. I think we're the same age. But MC Lyte, her mother has passed a few days ago, and so we want to stop today to mention the passing of the mother of MC Lyte, to let her know that our thoughts and prayers are with her, and certainly we pray that God would give her strength, her and her family, during this season. Listen, I have lost a loved one, both of my parents. Ja'Cory, obviously, you've experienced this as well. It's not fun, and every person handles it differently. So MC Lyte, if you ever see this or whatever, listen, we want you to know, however you grieve, whatever it takes for you to be able to get out of this particular thing, you take that time, do whatever you do. Nobody can tell you how to grieve. Nobody can tell you, nobody has the secret ingredient. on telling you how to be able to grieve and make things happen for you. So from all of us here, we want to tell you not only do we love and appreciate all of your efforts, but we are thinking about you. Our thoughts and prayers are with you during the passing of your mother. All right, let's keep things going. Shout out to my cousin Shannon Smith in the building. What's going on, man? Glad to have you hanging out with us out in Lathrop of California. And it is all good. Listen, for those of you hanging out, if you haven't done so, do us all a favor. Why don't you share today's stream, share it so that other people, your friends, your family, your constituents can be able to see what it is that you're watching and be able to join in the chat. Those of you who are watching, wherever you're watching from, feel free to join in the chat. We are a talk back to me type of show. So if you type in the chat, we will make things happen and be able to keep things going that way. All right. As we get ready to go, and Jacory, we're using your format the whole day today. Now, Jacory likes things to keep moving and don't get stuck here, don't get stuck there. He likes to make things happen. And speaking of making things happen, shout out to Mama Yolanda Prothrow in the building. Now, Corey, I know that brings a smile to your face that your mama's hanging out with us.
Always.
Yeah. I'm still waiting on my black eye. I mean, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna get in my car and just drive back out to Hercules Pinot area and just make it happen. That's what I'm gonna do because until I just knock at the door and she opens it, she's not gonna do it until that happens. So we're gonna make that happen. All right, y'all. Let's get ready to keep things going. And in doing so, we're getting ready to get another knock at the door. Yes, as we get ready to hop on a plane, which we'll talk about in a minute, to Charlotte, North Carolina, to bring up my homegirl and yours. She is somehow out of Facebook jail. She was unable to stream from this platform to her Facebook, but I think today she is out of jail and absolutely able to do it again. So let's welcome my friend, without any further ado, the incredibly talented Yolanda Wild Praise Morant. Yolanda, girl.
Hey, y'all. What's
What's
happening?
going on?
What's going on? Y'all doing good?
All is well. I see. Okay, so I see you really happy today because now you're back on your computer. You got your microphone set up. No more on the phone. Okay, all because Facebook let you out.
I don't know what happened. That's all. I don't know.
I hear you.
I don't know what was the problem. I mean, I was fine doing it from my phone. I did this for you.
Yeah. Well, it's all good. We are glad to have you hanging out with us. And as we talk about that, shout out. So Yolanda, Mama Yolanda tells me to come on anytime. I will. Don't invite me to a good time. I will be on the way. Of course, I'll let Jacory know before I comes. All right, y'all. Let's get ready to keep things going. And in particular, we just got to talk about MC Light's mother, and of course, again, our thoughts and prayers are with her. But we talked about airline tickets. I was talking about coming from here, from the Bay Area to Charlotte, which many people will do in the month of August as we prepare for the Stella Awards. I think this 41 years?
41. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 41 years. So the Stella Awards is coming to Charlotte. We talked about that over the last couple of weeks. However, I don't know how it is in North Carolina, but here in California, gas prices are incredibly high.
Mm-hmm.
We may have mentioned this a week or so ago, but from last week to this week is going crazy. Now, where I live, which is a little bit considered the Valley area, we're already at $5 a gallon. $5 a gallon for gas. If you go a little further inland, Livermore, Pleasanton, back into Oakland, and further on, you are upwards of close, if not exceeding, $6 a gallon for gas nowadays. Now, I seen somebody on Instagram the other day saying, that I don't worry about gas prices because at the end of the day, I'm not walking. I hear you. I hear you, but man, walking is starting to feel like the thing to do now because who can really afford gas prices these days? I mean, I want to give a shout out to Ashton, who is on tour. Hopefully we'll hear from her while she's on tour before it's over. I think she's in Brazil today. But I saw on Instagram a couple of days ago, Jacory, when you took her to the airport, where she was kind enough to have you take her car with her gas to the airport instead of you using your car and your gas. I mean, I thought that was just very admirable for her to do. But man, come on, bro. These gas prices are getting crazy. I know you're always going to a funeral and all these type of things, man. Are you adding gas prices into your
Uh-oh.
carry-on for what?
Ooh, you pushing a button right there, Jesus. Let me tell you, when you have to go to the pump and you praying that it stopped early, I go to the pump and I set a price in my head, like, oh, don't go over $45.
Right.
So when it started hitting 35, I'll be like, ooh, stop, click. And if it hit a little early, I might have a little burger change. You know what I'm saying? But when you speak on the prices going up and you working and doing things for like churches and funerals, I hate to say it, but yes, the price goes up.
Yeah.
And it's starting to be an issue. So that's a conversation that we need to have as well. Because guess what? If the bread go up, that means the services that I provide go up in Jesus' name. And I'm not doing it to cause any conflict or anything. It's the way the world works.
Yeah. I'm with you, man. I am not mad at it. I don't fly as often as some do, but even as I fly and some my kids call me bougie because now I no longer want to sit and coach. I want to fly first class. Listen, I'm about to start driving where I got to go. Oh man, we having an event in Denver, Colorado. Okay, well I'm about to drive because I can't afford. I mean, the airline tickets is going up high and TSA lines is super high or super long rather. The weight of the world right now is just simply changing. So our thoughts and prayers are with everyone, especially people who are frequent flyers that have to fly different places all the time. They used to say get there 2 hours ahead before you go to a flight. Now they're telling you 3 hours, sometimes 4 hours before you go because the TSA lines are so long. And even with pre-TSA, those lines are long. The only thing that's getting people through nowadays, however, I was reading an article this morning that Clear is not experiencing the same delays as pre-TSA and, of course, the right. So those of you, if you don't have Clear, of course, I do. I have Clear. I have pre-TSA. I have a sandwich in my pocket for TSA workers, whatever it's going to take to get me through. But yeah, and then of course, I do go early just so I can be there, get to my gate, and be able to people watch. So I like to people watch. That is something I like to do because that is some of the funniest stuff in the world. Shout out to my bro Kevin Moore who says it was $6.19 per gallon is what he paid yesterday. Lord have mercy. Yeah, so we
Can I go back to the travel part that you said?
Go right ahead.
Offer a thought. I'm going to put my own stuff on the chopping block. Okay, so most people know I sing with the greatest choir in the universe. So most people don't know. A lot of times when I would go to ATL, I would hop on what's called the Mega Bus. I would hop on the Flex Bus, things like that. And I think people feel like, oh my God. Well, I think some of us need to put down. Like I'm a bougie girl, right? Jacorn, I'm a bougie girl, but with the way things are going, if you can, I know some people. If you can take the train, if there's a more nicer bus system in your area, like if you're going from where y'all are, the Bay to Las Vegas, there may be a bus or something because the airports, we can't control how long the shutdown's going to be. So my friend Trayvon's we're going to have a conversation about air travel because he works inside of that system. And he can be able to better tell us kind of what to do. But I just personally think if you're trying to get to where you're trying to go and you have the time to plan, like if you're trying to go somewhere the next couple of weeks, don't feel like, oh my God, I'm never going to do that. It's just kind of the space we're in. And I think instead of standing in line for 5 hours, you could easily get to where you're trying to go in 5 hours. If that's in your if that's in your space to do, right? Now that may be a long ride from LA to New York. that's a long time.
Yeah.
But if it's in if you're going from LA to where y'all are, in the Bay to LA, things like that, and you don't want to drive. I mean, and it could be a good space to clear your mind, things like that. I'm just saying sometimes we don't want to do things because we feel like, oh, I would never. But where we are currently, that's a lot going on. And who wants to be at the airport and being bothered by ICE and things like that? I'm a traveling girl, but I do believe in kind of making it easy on yourself when you can.
Absolutely. I like the way you're thinking. Speaking of traveling and how to travel, I like that. A train ride wouldn't be bad, especially if if I can get a decent seat in the train. I haven't rode the train since I was a kid, but a train ride wouldn't be bad. Something for me to think about. And I like to travel in style. And speaking of traveling in style, if you like to travel, you may want to have some great bags. So why don't we take a look at a good way on how you can travel from today's sponsor? We'll be right back, y'all, right after this.
Sometimes the long way's the only line. Love to know what you sides, like you never see it no more. Seeing eyes tell lies that control my life. Turbulent but enjoy the fly. Living like you live it no more. Sometimes the long way's the only line. End of the tunnel, enjoy the sights, like you never see it no more. Seeing eyes tell lies that control my life. Turbulent but enjoy the fly. Living like you live it no more.
Looking at how far I done came from the beginning is crazy to think about how powerful the journey is.
And we are back. Welcome back to Shop Talk, everyone's favorite show right here on everyone's favorite network. Listen, want to shout out my guy, Rashad Lyons, for Rashad Lyons, who is the owner of Stable Goods. That was him that was talking in that video. Incredible young man that makes some incredible bags, travel bags, backpacks, all kind of things. I have pretty much every bag that he makes between me and my family. So if you're looking for some great travel bags, and he always has a sale, and we do have a discount code. So if you want to get some bags or anything like that, let me know. I do have a discount code to help make that happen. It will be all to the good. All right, y'all, let's keep things going. So in doing so, I am not, everyone who knows me know that I am not an emotional person by no means. I'm not an emotional person. I'm just Dito. I just am who I am. But the other night, on Monday night, American Idol came on. And I am one that keeps up with American Idol. Matter of fact, this is probably my first time seeing it this early in the season. I'm just not one that keeps up with American Idol. But however, shout out to my homie, Gloria Walters, who is in the building. However, this past Monday, for those of you who don't remember, Kayla Richardson, is it Keela? How do you pronounce it correctly?
Keela.
Okay. Keela Richardson, many of us remember her. She was a contestant on Sunday Best Season 9 back in 2019. But now in 2026, contestant on American Idol. And okay, I tell you what, I normally I wouldn't do this.
Yes, bring it.
But today, we gonna play the video, because if you didn't see it, you need to see this. So let's all kick back for a moment, take a look at this video, look at this presentation from a gospel singer on the big stage of American Idol. Let's take a look at this. Lord have mercy.
What would you do if I sang out of tune? Would you stand up and walk out on me? Lend me your ear, when I sang you a song, and I would try not to sing it out of key. Oh yeah, bow a little help from my friends. Getting by with a little help from my friends. Is it alright if I get by with a little help from my friends? Oh yeah. What would you do when my love is gone away? Doesn't work. Oh yeah, yeah. And how would it feel any day? Are you sad? because you're all on your own. Is it alright if it's just me and my friends? Yeah, we'll be getting by. Do you need anybody? I need somebody just to love, yes I do, yeah. Do you need anybody? I need me somebody. I want me somebody. Just give me somebody. Now somebody scream!
Ooh, yeah. Mm.
Listen.
That girl said, "Ooh, Jesus." First of all, can I talk first? As a kid who grew up in the 90s, if you don't like it, take it to your mama. 90s are the greatest. I grew up watching the Wonder Years. Let me tell you, ain't nothing like that theme song. The man that sings it down, okay? Shout out to the Beatles, that's what it's really about, right? So the man who sings it down. I said, girl, I need a friend. God, dog. Sing the song down to the ground.
Yeah, she tore the song up, and Ja'Cory mentions that he was mad when she was cut from Sunday Best, but for his grace right now. I listen, I don't know if I didn't play the comments of the judges, but I did see where Lionel Richie, who mentioned that he had been a part of American Idol for a long time, he said he has never seen a performance like that on the American Idol stage. I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna tell you what she just took it to church. That's all she did. She just took what she learned from church, applied it here, and took us on in. And I am not mad at her in any kind of way. But my question is, and I'm not gonna hang here too long, but my question is, why is it that we have to take our God-given gospel talents, and in order to get some sort of notoriety or acclaim, have to go to a different platform for that to happen?
Jesus.
Oh, let Corey answer.
That's a really a good question, because Jesus, it's just really a good question. I think it goes in so many different areas. It's an issue, because this even goes into the clip that I sent with Travis Malloy. Why is it that the gospel artists have such a hard time being a member in a church and being used without being classified or judged as being a star? It seems like in our area and arena that we like to dim people's lights and take light bulbs out of the socket. And it's a problem, because my thing is, at the end of the day, it's just like what I'm going through right now. And I'm an open book with my story. And let me just put a plug. If there's any of my churches or friends that are looking for worship leaders, my Sundays are totally free. And I'll leave it there. But it's just a new season, and it's a new place. The church people that are in the church, it's time for us to come out of the four walls and go get some new fish. We keep recycling fish, going and trying to save people that are already in church. And what we're supposed to do is go outside and get new fish, clean them up, and bring them into the camp. So I'm excited for it. I'm not going to stay here long. There's so much that can be said, but I'm just praying, because there's not a lot of time you can watch a show and it reaches you to where tears are falling from your eyes, because you can feel the presence, you can feel the power, and just her story at large is just mind blowing.
Yeah, I will mention the first time I saw it, and even when I saw it again this morning, I was in here toe up. I had to get up, go in, wash my face again, because I was in here messed up. And I know, granted, she wasn't singing a gospel song. However, you can feel the compassion. You can feel the passion. You can feel the energy and the church that's in her. It just came out. Granted, she was talking about, needing friends, needing a little help from my friends, but don't we all? Don't we all need a little help from our friends? So even though the song wasn't necessarily talking about Jesus, I felt the gospel coming through what she was saying. And I'm telling you, I was so toe up that I had to get myself together because I know I had some place to go. Anyway,
Can I offer a thought? Can I offer a thought too?
Yeah,
First, I don't think this is new, right? So Aretha Franklin went through this, right? I think sometimes people feel like this new, but the word says there's nothing new under the sun. So this has happened before. When you were talking, I thought about something. I think the truth is, this is not at you or anyone. You're supposed to take it outside the four walls. It's supposed to be outside. So the truth is, while maybe a lot of us, I'm not saying me, maybe some people wish she would have made it through certain spaces, but has she not been there? Would people be able to see the story of a woman overcoming and being a single mom and still having the courage to push through one more time? I commented on a thing, and it was a Caucasian gentleman that said, I'm still shaking. I don't know what to do. So my thought is, the truth is, the state God is bigger than four walls. He's bigger than gospel music. He's bigger than one certain stage. I'm happy for her because she gets to share her light in spaces that may not have welcomed it before if she was only a gospel artist. I just think sometimes, not you, I think sometimes we limit people due to our own limitations about how we feel about ourselves. And so the truth is, the girl needed the stage because of wherever her life is going to go. And her son needed to see his mother overcome and try again. I wish it could happen in more gospel spaces, but sometimes, not all the time, sometimes our thinking is small. We say we serve a big God that can't even be contained, but our thinking is not as big as he is. I just think we have to expand our thinking. So I personally, I love it. I think it's phenomenal.
In 2 seconds before you leave this, because the issue that's going to be at hand is we doing a lot of commenting, but if we don't do no voting, she'll be leaving.
Yes, sir.
Anytime somebody sing that good and you can remember that the number was 21523, send the number 20 to it. We got to put votes in, and that's the church, period. If we support her, we got to put the votes in. That's why every time I saw somebody commenting, no, don't comment here. I need you to be sending 10 votes in to this number so this woman stays. Because I think in our arena, we think, we have a lot of critiques and criticism, but we don't do the extra mile. We don't go forth and actually vote. Yeah. So please go and vote.
Absolutely. And I want to mention a couple of things that I didn't get a chance to mention. My bro, Bishop Charles Reed, in the building. I believe he's fresh from a return from the College of Bishops convention in St. Louis, Missouri. I believe that's where he just came from. But he mentioned that two things. One, that it's so normal for us, meaning that kind of singing. I mean, she was shaking hands. That's what quartet singers do. She's a quartet singer. That's what she was doing after she left Sunday Best. He mentioned that, and then he also mentioned that the way she ran across the stage, again, that's church stuff, that we done learned in church, to utilize your gift, throughout the whole stage is all good. I want to shout out what Allegra says. She says, what comes from the heart reaches the heart. She says, for as church, we become so common with folk, we don't appreciate the value that they bring or who they are. She says, we are too common. And she says, we as a people deem others light so you can shine. She says, we have become selfish. Lord, have mercy. Let me get this offering table out for her. Anyway, yes, I'm with you, Ja'Cory, and I'm with you, Gloria, as well, that we do need the vote, need to vote. And then Kevin Moore chimes in and says that the anointing can and will change any atmosphere. I am with it. I am with it all the way. And before we leave this particular area, let me get ready to bring up our next co-host, who I'm sure has something to say about this particular thing. But we can't bring him up until we get a knock at the door and we get ready to go to the ATL to bring up my guy, the one and only Demetrius Hunter, in the building. What's going on?
Good morning, good afternoon. What's up, everybody? It's your hostess with the mostest. It's Big Meech. Listen, I don't have anything to say on you guys' topic. I've already made a post about it on my Facebook and my Instagram, which is creating a lot of conversation. Everyone is definitely giving Keela the love and appreciation that she definitely deserves. I just piggyback off to Corey. We have to vote, but let's, also keep in mind, let's take these platforms and you fall in love with these people, and even though they don't cross the finish line, we can still help them get to their goal. At the end of the day, their goal is to build a career in music. And I think sometimes we forget that. Once they don't win, we forget about who they are. We forget about their voice. We forget about that talent that we was clapping for and going crazy for. And then music comes out and we do nothing. So let's keep that in mind. Let's keep that in mind. Listen, guys, I'm on so much fire. I've had a fabulous weekend here in Atlanta. As you all know, I don't want to cut the segments off, but I really had a wonderful weekend. Definitely give you guys some highlight on the Travis Malloy Urban Worship release concert that took place Friday night here at City Winery. That was so sold out, he had to add another show. I was tardy for the party.
Oh my
But
God.
I got there just in time. And let me tell you something, God really showed up in so many different ways, not only for Travis Malloy and Urban Worship, but even for within myself, of rooms that I found myself in, connections I found myself making. Um, when you have people that you just met for the first time and they're leaving a show and they're like, all right, Michi, see you later. And these are your reality stars, people that you see, and you got people standing around like, wait a minute, they know you? I just met them tonight just like you. But because of the way I presented myself and how I carried myself and just so much, it plays a part in everything. So, I don't want to take y'all off topic, but I'm just, yeah, but yes, definitely support Keela Richards. Let's get her to the win. If not the win, let's get her charted to the top.
Absolutely. And I want to say something. I want to kind of piggyback on something Yolanda said, but from a different standpoint, and then we'll move on, of course. I was in Cincinnati, Ohio once, and I was at a particular workshop. I think it's I Hear Music in the Air is what it was, but I was in Cincinnati.
Oh,
Yeah, I was in Cincinnati, and I was
all
in
right.
a workshop with Donald Lawrence, which is
Mm.
unusual for me to be in a workshop with big time people. But he said something in this workshop I was in that has stuck with me for many, many years. And he was telling the story of how he used to be the music director, or he became the music director, I think, for Stephanie Mills, I think
Yep.
was. And he was just telling me, he said, I learned so much from that particular time that he was spent with her, that he brought that to to the gospel music genre, and that's what made him become the professional that he is. And the story, and the way he put the story is, he said, sometimes we in church, we want to use willing workers to do things that we need to have professional
Hmm.
help with. So, like in particular, he says, if you want to learn how to become a banker, well, you don't have to pray about it. Go sit with a banker and learn how to become the best banker that you can be. We make the mistake of always, and I know somebody's gonna call me and try to cuss me out in Jesus' name, but we always want to have, I'll use the sound ministry at the church, the AV ministry. We always
Oh
want to use
gosh.
people who are just willing workers
Uh
that
oh.
really don't know what they're doing, when really, in order for us to put forth the sound, the video, all the stuff that we really need, well, go sit with someone that is a professional in what it is that they do. It takes nothing away from you by going to learn from somebody who is a professional at what they do, and then you bring
Say it
that
again,
back to
friend.
what it is that you do. I,
Field goal.
You know what you told? It's crazy. You go there and you even use that example, because that example is literally something I have recently
That's the get
experienced
down.
with our sound techs. Because I always wonder, like, how is our sound in the sanctuary and live stream like so
different,
different?
different, yeah.
I hear a full sound when I'm in
Mhm.
the sanctuary. I go watch back and watch the playback, and I'm hearing like it sounds like it's like a group of people, or maybe two or three people. Or I'm like, oh
Mhm.
my God, this is horrible.
Yeah.
This don't even the sound.
Mhm.
It's not sounding right. It's not blending. It's not giving any of that. And I'm like, I don't know what is going on. But then we have the one person that comes in who kind of just comes in every now and then to help. And it's just kind of like when he's there, it's just like, oh my God, the sound is like, oh, and amazing. But he also does this in a professional realm as well. And so I'm like, well, why are they not able to do this when he's not there? What are they not doing? And I think you just kind of hit it on the head. Y'all sitting back there trying to act like y'all better than him instead of learning from him.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's why the sound one way on the live stream when he's there and another way when he's not there.
Yeah. Well, let me just interject, y'all. I was just using that as an example.
But it's good. It's good.
I don't want nobody.
Yeah, I'm not taking the dig at the AV people. That's
No,
not,
D-toes, stand 10 toes down. You were right.
It's good.
Stand on it.
yeah. Well,
Because that filters and flows, not to cut you off, in so many areas. Because sometimes in some of these churches, I went to 8 churches on Sunday because I'm free on Sundays. And I was just like, I don't
8
want to go
churches
there.
is crazy, though.
I don't want to go there. I mean, just watching it on Facebook, I was like, I don't want to go there. Then I got dressed to go to church and sat here on the porch with my dog and was like, well, what church do I go to? Because there's something I need.
Right.
There's a spark I need. There's a fire I need. And it's a corporate worship that I need. But where do I go to get it?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm with you, man. I'm with you. You know, I think, and as using the sound people as just an example, I promise you, I'm not taking any digs or throwing any daggers at sound people. God bless y'all. It's more than what I can do. But I think what we need to do is we just need to go take some classes. Go and sit down at the feet of a white boy with a long ponytail and let him give a full-on class. Full-on class on how to do sound. I mean, they may just call it, sound and AV, but for us, how to effectively do sound ministry, how to effectively do video ministry, how to correctly do, things that we need in the church and to help push the church forward. Speaking of such a thing, it couldn't be a better segue into this. This coming Saturday, speaking of learning from a professional, this coming Saturday, those of you who do graphic design or want to get into graphic design, I was on Threads yesterday, and the person I'm going to mention was on Threads and mentioned, she said, why is everybody trying to do graphic design all of a sudden? Like, this lane is full already. And I started cracking up. However, if you want to do something, why don't you take the time to learn from someone who knows what they're doing, take it back to whatever it is that you're doing and make it better. So this coming Saturday, March the 28th, the details, a live design intensive where our friend who is sitting right below me, Yolanda Morant, is taking her 20 plus years of graphic design knowledge and she's offering it in a classroom environment. Now, all you have to do is go to thedetails.eventbrite.com to register today. Now, the early bird is $99, and I think that ended yesterday. She might extend it for a few people here on Shop Talk, but otherwise, it is now $125 to join her to sit at the feet of a professional and be able to learn the basic as well as potentially the bigger details of how to effectively do graphic design. As you can see, Yolanda Wild, praise and rant. I'm gonna throw it over to her in just a second, but as you can see, she is a professional at what she does. She does my graphic design. So many other people, so many church ministries, and so many other places that have wanted to take their graphics to the next level. They have called and tapped the shoulder of Yolanda to get that help, and now she's taking time out of her schedule to do a classroom environment. I wish I could be a part of. I have to work, but I really wish I could be a part of this particular event because I want to learn the basics. I hate to have to. I don't want to take a dig on. Well,
I ain't even trying to do the basics. Detail. I'm when I need one, I just go. I ain't got the time of the day.
I hear you. But dealing with graphic designs and Yolanda, just close your ears for a moment. But sometimes dealing with graphic designers, it can be a daunting task because they're trying to fit you in between other clients or other clients who paid to move to the front of the line, or they hit a block where they can't think of anything to design or whatever it may be. I would love to learn just some basics. Obviously, I won't be able to create and make it look like this, but I do want to be able to make some basic stuff happen. I wish I could be a part of this class, but if that's you, Yolanda, this is the time for you to talk about this. What is going to happen on this particular class?
First, thank you so much. I appreciate this. Basically, I just want to help people do better. There's a song called "Please Make Me Better, Lord." That's how I feel. I just feel like if you're gonna do it, you have to do it at its best. Something Michi said that I wanna. When I first started doing graphics, I was by myself. I didn't have any help. I had my pastor, and I had one or two friends. But I have one design boss I've ever worked for. His name is Ti. That's all I had. And so Michi says I want to point it this way. I became a part of a design group about 15 years ago. It helped me in ways that I couldn't imagine. And the truth is, I got to go to school for free. And had I not joined that group, I would not have become the graphic designer I am today. That is the truth. So the truth is, you cannot do this alone. It doesn't matter how gifted you are. He needed help at some point or another to become this great singer. As much as we love Leandria, there was help along the way somewhere. We loved Jacory.
Right.
Can you not? But at some point, there was help somewhere. So the truth is, I wanted to do this because I know everybody's using AI. I don't want to go long. But the truth is, here's where the idea came from. I was sitting with someone in a very unconventional conversation. No conversation was made to be about graphics. They had a logo. The logo came from AI. And I said, here's the problem. If you plan to do big business, you're going to have a problem later. When the signage company asks you for this type of file, it will not be able to be produced because it came from AI. And so I'm not bashing AI. I just want you to have information. If you're going to do it yourself, you at least need to know what RGB is and CMYK. You need to know what these things mean. You need to know why you shouldn't put a white sign on the street. But you don't know that if you don't know. So I go back to me. It's okay to ask for help. You're not less than. It's like not asking a question. How you gonna get the answer if you don't ask? That's all. I just want to help.
Absolutely. I love it. So what are some of the things that is going to be taught? I heard you talk about some different file types, but first of all, how long is the program going to be, or how long is the session for?
So the class is going to last 2 hours. There is going to be a replay. Now I want to be truthful. This is my first time. People trying to get me to this class for years, right? So I'm taking a leap of faith. I don't have a lot of people registered, but I did tell God if I get one person, I will do the class. So I have one person registered. So I'm going to do a replay. What's going to be taught in the class? Some of the basics. For example, you don't need 65 fonts on a flyer. Nobody can read that. I'm sorry. I know you feel like that, but no. So got some basics of design, really. Just understanding. You can't teach it all in one day, but just understanding maybe typography or understanding really like the basics, like how many fonts did you have? What kind of fonts did you have? Why is it important to understand Michi's heartbeat? Michi is a cancer survivor. So if he came to you and he wanted to do a cancer event, well, you need to understand he survived it before you can try to create the flyer. Now, some people say that's not important, but it is important for his overall goal. And it is important because if you understand that, he will return.
Absolutely.
And that's actually good way to put that, Yolanda, because that's actually the same. Because that's the same method I use when people be like, "Ooh, can you dress me? Can you help me? Can you do this?" And I let them know, don't think I'm gonna make you look like me. Because me dresses like how me personality is, how me story is outlined, how I present myself is how I always dress. So I don't think I'm gonna make you look like me. I'm gonna make you look good,
right.
But don't come to me like, "Oh my God, I love that outfit. Where you get that? Can you help me get that outfit?" No, I can help you get something that works for you. Let's try that. because people don't. That's why Chico, you falling out, but that's what we got. People walk around here with stuff on that don't fit. We got people walk around here with wearing colors that don't look right on them. We don't want to be honest. I know my colors is white and red. White and red. When I put on white and red, I mean the room stands up like, "Whoa, hey, Michi, I see you." Like you got to know. You have to know your aesthetic. You got to know what works for you and what is supposed to get you through to that next level. And I applaud you, Yolanda, for taking your legacy and sharing it with somebody. If you give it one person and that one person builds something that may be bigger than you, guess what you get to look at that one person and say is, I helped that tree grow. And that should be enough for you to smile and be grateful. Even if that person never comes back to you and says, wow, thank you, never mentions you, that you're the one that planted the seed to help that tree to grow. And so I applaud you for that, because you can't find a graphic designer or too much of people that will help you do anything in any industry of the artistic spectrum, period. It's so cut tight. So, oh no, that ain't my friend, that ain't my girlfriend, that ain't my homeboy, that ain't my bro, so they don't give you and they're not gonna feed into you. So for you to open your space and publicly do that, I applaud you. I really do.
That's
I
good
really,
stuff.
really do. And I want everyone to be great. Now, I want, back to celebrating people. I'm sorry, I'm just taking over, huh?
I'm praying for you. I'm trying to set. I'm trying to push a button
But
on
I say this because let me tell you something. The whole time I was at Travis Malloy's thing, and then talked to him after the show. Um, got to talk with, and it was packed with so many of Atlanta's finest. You had Yandy Smith, Carly Red, so many producers, band players, Quad, all these different people, celebrities that I'm sitting in this VIP space with, literally right next to the. I'm going, oh my gosh! But one thing I want to point out is that he's independent. And what I found in that room was people that not only say that they love him and support him, but show they support him. And the thing about it, when you have people like Chikori that has songs for so many people, and it's not at the space where I look in this room and I'm like, he ain't doing nothing. Jacory ain't doing. He just he just plays and produces everything. But I'm like, what? He ain't doing nothing to Ashley. Yeah, like I'm looking at all these different people, and I'm just like, Bay Area, what is y'all not doing?
Mhm.
That's the question where I'm at, because if Atlanta can build this man's platform up,
That's good.
Travis Lloyd is completely independent with artists who are all attached to you know, other major labels and all this other stuff, has all this back, and he's had to do all this field work on his own, get out there and work on his own. And that's the same energy and love that Jacory has. Jacory gets out there on his own. Jacory will get on a flight and go somewhere by himself and just work the room on his own. But it's not about what he does when he leaves, it's about what happens when he gets home.
Mhm.
And we as a community of supporters, we can't just keep verbalizing our support. We got to put that support into action. Bay Area, stop letting your artists go out and be appreciated and celebrated and come home and we do nothing.
Jesus.
So that's a great comment that you make. So the key word that I got out of everything you mentioned was the word support. So,
Support, yes.
and in doing that, Yolanda, I want to
Yes.
support you.
Come
So I
on.
want to be able to sponsor someone in here today that may want to attend this class. What time does the class start?
Oh, that's so you. That's so kind.
What time does
It
the class
starts at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
That's 8 a.m. Pacific. So
Mhm.
if anyone that is on here today, whether you're in the Bay Area or wherever, we get people that watch us from all around the country. If you're in this and watching this stream right now live and you want to be a part of Yolanda's class this coming Saturday at 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Eastern, put it in the chat. I'm willing to sponsor a person to go. I can't
Yeah.
go, but I'm willing to sponsor a person on my dime to go and be able to be a part of this particular event. So if that's you want to go and you're really going to go, put in the chat that you want to go or whatever you want to do to get my attention, and I will sponsor you
I
for this
appreciate
event.
that.
Yes, absolutely. Now, as we're doing that, I'm gonna keep looking at the chat for the next few minutes as we get ready to close. As we get ready to close, I'm looking up at the clock. Where, as usual, we're not out of
Conversation.
conversation, but we're only running out of time. But before we go, I just want to say thank you again to all of our radio partners, all of our listeners, people who watch us live, as well as people who go back and rewatch us throughout the day and the week.
Thank you.
We appreciate you.
Good
As
meet you.
we get ready to go, on behalf of Yolanda Morant, Demetrius Hunter, and Jacory Protro, my name is Demetrius Tofree. Until the next time on this same Shop Talk Network, at the same Shop Talk time. I don't even have to say I holler. We're going to end.
Good.
Right? So we'll see you next week. Take a look at